What is going on, guys? Thank you for checking back in. It is now Wednesday, and of course the Sundown show is Saturday, so we're getting super close to the deadline. Got a few things we gotta finish up on here, but really shouldn't be any problem. So stay tuned for that. I'm gonna go over what else we gotta do, and then we'll jump right into it. Okay guys, so the big thing we still gotta do is just finish getting this amp all hooked up. Now basically I had this for testing, but I gotta put a fuse in between there, and then I gotta run my RCAs to here, and I just gotta run my speaker wire from here to the speakers, and I'll kind of go over how I'm gonna do that for here. Eventually it'll be done differently than how I'm gonna do it, but you will see. And I got some black leather right here. That's to go on these door cards. Walmart did not have gray pleather, so that's what we're gonna go with. And then I already installed these Arnold speakers, but I'll show y'all that. And then of course, now we'll have the amp hooked up soon to really kind of back them up. I think these things are 200 watts RMS, which is absolutely awesome for a mid-range speaker. Then I gotta pull my ports back out. I already pulled this one out and fixed it, but these two come apart. Just a little bit too much bass, I guess, for them, and they rattle apart. So we're gonna pull them out, put a bunch of tape on them. But other than that, we're sitting pretty good. These guys are breaking in nicely, so I think maybe next video we'll do some full tilt demoing with this so you can really see what they can do. So I think the first thing we're gonna do is get this fuse box installed. Just have a little GP car audio fuse block. So I'm not exactly sure, but I guess it's gonna have to go kind of right about there or so. Doesn't really give me a whole lot of room, but I guess I don't really have a ton of options when it comes to this, so I guess that's what we're gonna have to do. So this just doesn't allow me for a big enough angle to tilt over to get into it. So, well, I could just run it with the top off and just have that going like that. That would be okay, but I'd rather have the cover on it just for safety's sake. So what I think I'm gonna do is just kind of cut a notch out of here, just so it'll allow this to turn a little bit like that, so it'll go into the amp easier. I had to shorten that down a little bit to get it to work right, but it seems to be okay. Again, this is not as neat as I'd like it to look, but I guess it'll get the job done. It'll be functional, so that is okay. Well, now I'm gonna run a wire from here up to the front. I don't want it ran off this just because I'd like to be able to turn this amp off just because it's so loud with the fan, but still have this on so I can still listen to music if I wanted to with the subs off. Okay, so the way I have this run at the moment is we have this Alpine amp right here, which just lives down in here, and it goes to my front mid-range speakers. So it gets the actual 6.5-inch speakers right there, and that's all it does. And then we have this right here. Now these are my front door tweeters and my rear door speakers, and these run up to my head unit. So the head unit powers those tweeters, that one, and on that side, and then it powers the rear speakers, which is okay. We're definitely gonna change that up here soon, but for now, it works. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take out this amp. I'm gonna run speaker wire from that up to here for now, hook it into my wires running to the doors. So we'll have these doors, so we'll have the front doors powered off the amp. Probably gonna leave the rear ones alone at the moment, just because they can't handle the power that my new amp can put out, but we'll change that up here after the show when I have some more time. Now eventually I'm gonna run nice wire all the way up into the doors, and we're gonna build a full door pod, which I think is gonna have 4 speakers and 4 super tweeters in it. So that's the plan here eventually, but we can't do that quite at the moment, not enough time before the show. So for now, guys, that's what we're gonna do. And then we're gonna have to pull out the radio so we can run my RCAs from the back of the radio, which are right here at the moment. But I have new RCAs. They're gonna run from the back of the radio to the amp. got this up. So the first thing I'm gonna run is my little remote turn on, and that is going to tap right into, let's see, this wire right here. This goes up to my head unit. So yeah, we're gonna take out this one, connect in this one, and then the amp will be able to turn on, but I still can press this button to turn off my sub amp if I want to. Yeah, that all ran and the fuse hooked up. So let's turn her on, see if the amp comes on. Oh, there we go. Well, looking good, guys. Take a look at these RCAs. The ends are actually really nice. This is all solid, so you don't got to worry about this breaking off and getting stuck in your RCA jack. So we've got rear on both of these and front on both of these. Just will make it easier when running them. So these are ran right through here. See, we've got front going to channels 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4 I have as my rear. I've got all that all tucked in through here. All along through here, under there. I need to zip tie them or something right there just so they don't, you know, get kicked or in the way. And then up to the back of the radio. So I can go ahead and get all this back together because we're not running any speaker wire back there. So let's do that, and then we can start running the actual speaker wire. Okay, we've got my speakers hooked up and labeled. And now these little connectors are called posi twist connectors. They're really cool. Since I do a lot of just swapping stuff out like this, it's nice to have those. I can easily just change stuff out. Now if I was leaving this permanent, I would solder it or something like that. But since I'm gonna swap that out a lot, just using those. And then we got it running over to here. And we've got a bunch of little adjustments on here, which I may need to mess with. But for now, guys, I think we'll be okay. Let's start testing her. Well, guys, this has been a huge pain. I'm getting a good deal of static through the front speakers, and I've narrowed it down to basically just needing a ground isolator for my RCAs. I tried different RCAs, I tried running them different ways. Anyway, I did a bunch of stuff and I figured out that if I used a isolator, it would work. But the problem is I only have one isolator for that amp. I don't have two, so I'm gonna have to find another one or something. So I may not be able to run this for the Sundown show. Not 100% sure yet. That would certainly be a bummer. But for whatever reason, I didn't have any issues with this amp, so maybe it's just less sensitive, or maybe it's because the RCA, you know, is short and only goes to here. Who knows, guys? Not really sure, but oh well, is what it is. I'm gonna keep messing with this. I think I'm gonna ground this to the body, just in case. You never know. That could help, so I'm gonna do that. And then if I'm still getting a bunch of static, might just have to put that little amp back in. It's still quite staticky. So I'm gonna order some ground isolators. I think that'll fix it. But I guess for the Sundown show, we're just gonna have to keep running the little Alpine amp that I had. It still sounded fine, so it's not a big deal. Just a little bit of a bummer. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna do that. But other than that, I mean, the amp is 99% hooked up. So once we get those ground isolators in, we just gotta ground them, plug them into the RCAs back there at the amp, and I think we'll be good to go. So I've got the mini amp all plugged back in. And yeah, guys, there is no static whatsoever. So not 100% sure what the deal is, but we'll get it figured out here at a little bit later date. Went ahead and unplugged everything from here just so we don't short anything out. And of course, new mini amp is installed back and everything seems to work great. So now what I gotta do is I gotta clean up some of this junk, and then I gotta pull the speakers out and put my pleather on the doors, and then really just kind of clean the whole car out. It's a pretty big mess, as you can see. So let's go ahead and get to it. got this taped up in a little bag in there. We're gonna get some spray-on adhesive, cover that up. We're gonna cut a section out of here, probably put some adhesive on the back of this, let them both get tacky, put it on there, and then once it dries, we'll just cut right along the edge. It is not perfect by any means, guys, but definitely looks so much better than just having the wood there. I'll show you the other side too. Again, not perfect around the edges, but a really, really big improvement. And again, this is not gonna stay there for forever, so when I do the actual big door pods, I'll try to make those look really, really nice. But yeah, guys, really excited to get that done. Last thing I gotta do today is just pull this port out, get that reconnected, tape it up really, really good. So you can see this one's come off too. Seems just to be a huge reoccurring pain with these, but hopefully we'll get them on there really, really good so they'll be good for the show. Got this last one taped up. I put HVAC tape and duct tape on it. Both seem to have different strength characteristics. Problem with this HVAC tape is that once it gets a little tear in it, the whole thing just tears, and that seems to be my problem. Whereas duct tape shouldn't do that, so that's the last one we got taped up. Hopefully it'll be good. Let's show you all the inside of here while we got it apart. Just so you can see all these nice subs. Oh yeah, guys, super, super excited about this. Let's give y'all a quick little demo. This won't be anything crazy. Tomorrow I'm gonna try to get a video up of a full tilt demo so y'all can really see what these guys can do, but I kind of want to let y'all hear the speakers and maybe a little bit of bass.
But watch your back. When they see me out in traffic, they say
Guys, that is so awesome, but I'm gonna get in trouble sitting here playing this loud. So tomorrow I'm gonna try to go somewhere a little bit better and we can really push it just to throw y'all a few songs before the show, so stay tuned for that. Might also try to vacuum this thing out and clean it up real good too. But anyway, guys, stay tuned tomorrow for a much closer to full tilt demo. We might do some like towel tricks or something, I don't know. But y'all stay tuned for that, guys. Cannot wait to show y'all kind of what this thing can do. Anyway, guys, been a crazy day. Got a bunch done, basically ready for the show now, just minus some little minor touches and cleaning up. So cannot wait to see some of y'all at the Sundown show. Would love to give as many of y'all demos as I possibly can, so definitely feel free to come up and say hi. Would love to check out your builds as well. Anyway, guys, stay tuned for the next video.